Hi, my name is Tyler, the host. Would you mind if I ask you a couple questions?
Sure.
Okay, who do we have the pleasure of speaking with today?
So my name is Aria Roadcloud. I'm the founder of RER, a ready-to-wear clothing brand. I create timeless, elegant, sophisticated pieces for everyone.
When you first imagined your brand, what did you see in your mind that other people couldn't see yet?
Well, I just I saw timeless. I saw sophistication. Um, there's so many brands that are actually they're doing their thing out there. But I wanted something that envisioned me. I wanted it to be something that I could wear every day. Um, that was pretty much the focus, and the hope that everyone liked it.
What does empowered and elegant really mean to you? Not just in fashion, but in how a woman lives her life.
In power, in elegance, what does it mean to me? Uh, it means confidence. It means standing on business. It means staying true to what you want to do. Uh, Everybody goes through, trials and tribulations, but it's about just staying focused on the goal, and just making sure that you carry that goal out. That's pretty much what it means to me.
Do you feel like your brand is just clothing or is a message? And what is the message to the world?
So it's neither actually. It's more of a passion. Uh, I created this. This is just one of the many layers of me. You know, um, I just it was more so of a passion for what I always been doing, all of my life, and I just decided to just jump out there and do it. That's really what it was about.
Was there ever a moment you wanted to quit? And what made you keep going anyway?
Every day. Every day I was because it's not easy. Like I said, there's many layers to me. So this is just one of the many layers. I live a very full life, I'll be honest, like fashion is not my background. My background is actually in science. So I just I just had to just stay on that track, and then I was able to honestly fulfill a passion that I've always wanted to fulfill. So that was pretty much why I decided to get into that. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I don't.
What's something people think is easy about owning a luxury brand, but it's actually really hard?
They think that the customers are just gonna come. It's not like that. uh you have to be very passionate about what it is that you're doing. That is why I decided to do clothing. To be honest, I didn't even think that I would even be into sales. um I didn't It was just never my thing. A little background, my inspiration is from my grandmother. She was actually the one who was always into sales. She sold everything. She was also a professional seamstress. So I used to see that and I used to be like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing that. I don't want to get into sales. But a lot of people think, to go back to your question, that the customers are just going to come just because you have a great product. You have to get out there and you have to sell it. You have to sell your product, and you have to want people to want your product, um, and create a story about it as well. So, yeah.
Did being a black woman in businesses ever make things harder? And how did you turn that into power?
Uh, so I'm used to it. I'll I will say that this is nothing new to me. Being a black woman is just that's just an additive to it. But I'm actually used to the adversity. So it's not it's not anything that I'm not new to. I'll say this. I was one of two blacks in my class. I grew up in a private school, so I was used to that adversity, having to face challenges and having to endure certain things. So coming into this, this was just more so the resilience, the hard work, the obstacles that I've had to face over time, the morals and the what's the word I'm looking for? The morals and uh the morals that my mom has put into me, you know what I mean, has instilled in me. So it's nothing that I'm not used to, and I'm gonna keep working at it, you know what I mean, and doing what I have to do.
When someone wears your clothes, how do you want them to feel before they even look in the mirror?
They should feel empowered. As soon as you put an RER blazer on or jacket, you should feel empowered. You don't even have to look in the mirror. You already feel like when you put this on, you're like, oh my goodness, like you can already feel like you're like number one in the room. When you look in the mirror, it is basically just the compliment of it. You understand? Like you already know that you look good. You look in the mirror, you're like, yes, it's just confirmation.
If your brand could speak for you 50 years from now, what would you want it to say about you?
Resilient, hardworking, um, multifaceted, uh, funny. You gotta lighten up a little bit. Uh, and creative. Creative.
What kind of impact do you want your brand to have on young girls who look up to you?
The impact that I want young girls to have is to stay true to who you are. It's nothing wrong with having different layers to you. Like I said, I'm a scientist, so that's my background. But I grew up around fashion, so and that's just two of the many layers of me. So it's just staying true to who you are, and there's nothing wrong with pivoting. Just you could go change directions and do what makes you happy. That's the goal, is to do what makes you happy, what you feel comfortable doing. That's why we're here on this earth. We want to fulfill our happiness, you know what I mean? And that's the goal. So, go ahead.
What's one mindset you had to change to become successful?
One mindset. Uh, that I had to change to become successful. You know, I had to come out my shell. I'm a very private person, and I had to like start talking more. You can't, closed mouths don't get fed. So I had to kind of come out of my shell, talk, engage with people. And I'm not gonna lie, it's hard for me, But how else? Or their networking is very important. You have to be able to network and be in different spaces and adapt to different rooms, in order to get to certain places. So I would say definitely coming out of my shell, that was the main thing. I was very not I wasn't into social media. I never, honestly, I was just, that was never my thing. no Instagram. I was just literally like shut off from the world. So that was really what it was. So
Do you think confidence comes before success, or does success build confidence?
no, I believe that you should be confident. The confidence should come before success for sure. You should definitely be confident in what you're doing in order to get to that success. For sure. Because how are you going to, if you're in service, how are you going to sell your product to people if you're not confident in that product and that service that you're trying to give to someone? You have to be confident. Like I'm confident about my pieces. You know what I mean? Like I know when I send my pieces out to people, to my customers, like I know it's a good product. So I never question whether they're going to be like, oh, I don't like it. Like I know the quality, I know the work that I put into it. I know in terms of the fabric. So you definitely have to be confident.
What separates people who dream from people who actually build something real like you did?
Hmm. I don't think there is you said what separates dreamers from people who build something real. I don't think that there's nothing wrong with dreaming. There's nothing wrong with it. And then building something real, I mean, you have to. So the first thing is you do have to dream it. Then you build it. But if you keep dreaming something and don't act on what you built or what you're dreaming of, then you're not, it's almost like you're not fulfilling your call. You know what I mean? And you want to stop dreaming and just go out and just do. You understand what I'm saying? So I would say the dreamers can dream, but you got to be able to build on that dream. You understand?
If someone only had one outfit from your brand, what should it say about them without speaking?
It should say timeless, sophistication, confident. Um, yeah, it should. That's what it should say for sure.
What's more important, how people see you or how you see yourself?
Oh, how I see myself for sure. I'll be the first one to tell you I I should care, but I don't. I don't. My main focus is how I feel about myself. Because how you feel about yourself is how uh, how it will project to the world. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to always be you. That's what's important.
If I wanted to build a brand at my age, what's the first thing you would tell me to do right now?
Do your research. Do your research. Uh, do your research. Find something that you like, that you're passionate about. I don't believe that you should necessarily chase money. It should be something that you like to do, because that helps with the continuity of the business that you're trying to establish.
What does success look like for you when nobody's watching?
My family. As long as my family is good, uh seeing the smile on my niece's face, that's the success. Being able to have that time to spend time with my family, seeing my mom, making sure she's good, my sister, and just making sure that they're healthy. That's the success that that's what's really important to me that no one sees.
Do you think people wear clothes to impress others or to impress who they really are?
little bit of both. So, unfortunately, like there are people that do to wear certain clothing to impress other people, and then I believe there are people who, you know, wear certain clothing to express who they are. This is who I am, you know, a little bit of dressed up, dressed down, like that's who I am, you know. Sometimes I'm all the way dressed up. I'm always wearing for me, you know, it's never for anyone. So, yeah, I think it's a little bit of both.
I think the clothing designers needs to hear that. Thank you so much for spending the time to speak with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Tyler.
This is Tyler, host with Raw Vision, proving age doesn't limit vision. Stay focused, stay creative, and keep seeing the world differently. Peace.
Hi, my name is Aria Roadcloud, and I am the founder of RER, and this is Philly Raw Vision.
Fashion to me is timeless and modern at once. It's luxury you can feel with refined details and quality that lasts. It's not about following trends. It's about owning your style, making a statement, and feeling confident every time you step out.